Hello and welcome to the Arcade Football Podcast. We're back for episode 6 of the third series. I'm Kyle Dixon, joined as usual in the studio by the two Matts, Matt Thowney.
Hello.
And Matt Tye.
Hello.
Just three of us. We will have special guests at some point. We're hoping, fingers crossed, eventually. It's been a bit of a slow news week, actually. We were saying this before we went on air. We're struggling for big stories. We've got a few, and we've had an FA Cup weekend, though, so that'll...
Good old. There's about to be an upset or two somewhere.
Yes. We want to start with the breaking news for us in terms of the recording, obviously recording on a Monday night, and the Ballon d'Or win has been announced. I'm pretty sure we did a prediction for this last week, and I can't remember who
I said
predicted.
Neymar.
I said Neymar.
Yeah?
You said Ronaldo, I think.
Was it Ronaldo? Oh, we were all wrong.
Because it was the other one.
It was the other one, yeah. Lionel Messi is player of the
Player of
best
2015
in the world this year. Apparently, that's what FIFA have told us, so it must be true.
How much did FIFA get paid for it though?
Well, let's not talk about Messi and his financial trouble, shall we?
When's his court date?
Do you guys agree that Messi has been the better of the three?
I had a look at the voting, and Ronaldo came second, and I would have possibly put Neymar as second, but Messi's been up there.
Yeah. See, the point I want to make with the Ballon d'Or is how glamorous is the award, I suppose. Does it actually mean anything? Because for a few years now, it's literally been, it's either going to be Messi or Ronaldo.
The last player to win it was Kaká, and that was 9 years ago.
Yeah,
outside of those two.
There was a chance this year it could have been Neymar, but is it actually interesting anymore?
Well, it's lost its
It's lost its edge.
It's too predictable. Yeah. It's too predictable now because I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if one of us was being nominated for our 4th or our 5th Ballon d'Or, we're not complaining. Like, they're certainly not. But from a fan's perspective, it would be nice to have seen Neymar come out on top.
Yeah.
Because every football fan seems to be who's going to be that third player. Because everyone's sort of already said, well, Messi and Neymar already did the 2016 front runners. Who's going to be the next one?
Was it Neuer last year?
Yeah. I suppose.
Then a few years ago it was Robin and Iniesta.
I suppose being third is actually the award, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Neymar technically is the best human footballer in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you look back years and years ago now, it feels like years and years ago. I mean, 2006, for example, and Cannavaro won it. That felt like a legitimate award, and he'd earned it. Do you know what I mean? As you say, Messi's winning his 4th or 5th, and it's like, okay, I'll add that to the other ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they should do this like a boxing title, right? And that every year the champion will defend it against these other contenders. But if Messi wins it again, then he just gets the same award. Do you know what I mean?
So just holding it continuously
Yeah,
rather than...
instead of being the 4-time winner, it's Ballon d'Or champion since 2009 or
whenever.
whatever.
Well, I mean, if the craziest thing was about the Ballon d'Or, they done a massive article on who's won it, and 3 defenders in its history have won it.
Yeah.
And obviously one of them is Cannavaro.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure who the other 2 were. I was sitting there thinking, because I didn't want to look it up. I was thinking, who are the other 2? Like, actually, because it wasn't the Ballon d'Or, was it?
It was the FIFA Pro Player of the Year.
Yeah, before. So obviously they're taking into account those players, but I couldn't think who those players were. Like, it was ridiculous.
Well, back in 2005, I know Frank Lampard came second to Ronaldinho, and that was, I think, the last time an English player has got in it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Michael Owen
was the last player to win it.
Was the last player to win it in England, yeah, definitely. I'm surprised, I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure David Beckham never won it.
No.
Which is quite a surprise considering the career he had in the time.
You've got to think about the players that were around him at the time.
No,
like,
I mean, he must be kicking himself.
Because he was around with Zidane in his prime, Ronaldinho in his prime, Kaká in his prime, and then now he's sort of drifted off. It's Messi and Ronaldo. So he's always been surrounded by great players in his position.
Yeah.
Is Neymar going to join the list now of, I wish I was in a different generation and not where Messi and Ronaldo was?
He's in the best position, in my opinion. He'll be the next Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, because Messi's 23, whereas
Neymar
is. He's fair play to Messi for winning 5 and 5.
Yeah, that's a scary thought on it.
Messi is nearly 30, whereas Neymar is 23.
And Ronaldo is 30.
And Ronaldo is 30. So they're not going to be this fantastic for another 4
Give it
years.
2 years, and then they'll slowly get started.
Ronaldo's on his way out. If you
look at the stats,
have that opinion.
I mean,
and Messi could be in jail.
Messi may be playing his last ever football season.
He's got the best.
50 years in jail.
He's got the best goal scoring record of Cristiano Ronaldo for 2015.
Yeah.
However, the rest of his play, he's been brushed aside by Neymar and Messi. So
we'll go from best player in the world to the manager award, where in second came Pep Guardiola. Obviously, Luis Enrique of Barcelona won it quite rightfully after the season they had. Pep Guardiola was second place at Bayern, but he's not going to be at Bayern next year. That's what he has confirmed.
And Carlo Ancelotti will replace him at the German Giants, with Guardiola stating his next job will be in the Premier League.
Where?
Because there's the 2 Manchester clubs, 2 London-based clubs of Arsenal and Chelsea, both stating an interest, because Wenger hasn't got that long left, either in his life or contract.
It's going to be one of those 4. I mean, Arsenal
there's only
is
2
an
it can
outside
be.
bet.
In my opinion, there's only 2.
Yeah.
It can only be 3 if Man City don't win the league. If Man City win the league, Pellegrini's still in charge next season. I think it's criminal if they sack him, because
I'm not saying I agree with the sacking, but I think it's all.
No, but do you see what I mean? Is that I don't think they can sack him.
I don't think they will sack him, because I think his contract expires at the end of this summer.
No, I think it's next summer, because I remember him signing the contract after he won the title.
Either way, they can choose not to have him next season.
Yeah.
The other 2 teams that can have him is Manchester United and Chelsea. Arsene Wenger will not leave unless he retires.
I think the only reason Guardiola's been linked with Arsenal because out of all the teams in England, that's the one team that fits Guardiola.
Because it's been known for his tiki-taki football.
Yeah, you can say if he went to Arsenal, you know he'd do well at Arsenal. That's a certainty in terms of how
I don't think that
in that case,
word.
I don't want him at Arsenal.
I don't think the word certainty can ever be used in football again.
Yeah, fair.
When in the past, don't get me wrong, in the past, if you went to a big side, like I was saying before, there's no such thing as a top 4. In the past, if you went to one of those top 4 sides, it's pretty much a certainty you're going to do well. Whereas now, because of the way football is, that's not happening.
I don't think Guardiola would fit Chelsea.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want him at Chelsea, because for me, he's very reliant on big players, massive players in each position. John Terry's about to probably retire soon. Aiden Hazard's the best player we've got, and Diego Costa's, he ain't going to put up with him.
Nah.
He's going to kicking him out.
I don't think he'll be at Manchester United, because that job is set for Mourinho. That's my
I see what you're saying there.
Mourinho, since he ever since that game for Porto in 2004 or whenever it was when he won at Old Trafford, he's had his heart set on the Man United job. I think Van Gaal will be out, and I think Mourinho, free agent, I suppose, as well. It makes sense. Pellegrini, I genuinely believe that the decision's already been made. I think they've already said no matter how he does, we need a fresh start. We need a fresh manager to bring in a fresh ethos and some new players, and we want to start a new era.
It's so unfair on him, because, in my opinion, because this is exactly what happened. Not exactly, because he was only there for a season, but this is the kind of thing that happened when he was at Madrid.
Yeah,
he got the sack because they wanted Jose Mourinho.
Yeah,
like, that's so unfair, because he didn't do brilliant, but they done well enough. So
definitely, I think it'd be, as you say, I think it'd be criminal. But these top sides don't care about that. They care about their business model.
Exactly.
It would make Manchester City a lot more money to bring in a new manager at the end of the season.
Like they have enough money.
And bring in. It's a business. They need to make profit.
They will be considered one of the biggest clubs in Europe. In realistic terms,
from
if
their
they get
point
Guardiola.
of view as well, that's the point. From their point of view, I think they need a new manager of Guardiola's ability and reputation to be considered one of the best teams in Man City. In Man City, to be considered one of the best teams in the world.
Is there another team?
Yeah,
Man City reserves.
Under Pellegrini, there will always be limited.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but
one point I wanted to make with Guardiola is him saying, "I guarantee you, I will be managing in the Premier League next season." It sounds to me like it's already agreed.
yeah, you don't say that unless there's a job sorted already.
So
someone pointed out the timing of all of this, because this sort of, when he announced he was leaving Bayern Munich was the same time Chelsea sacked Jose Mourinho, so everyone was like, oh, it's done. And the fact that Hiddink is still kind of ruling himself out, when people have asked him, will you be at Chelsea like in the start of the next season, Hiddink is going, I'm not here, I'm only here to the end of the season. If they want me on, they'll ask, but until then I'm only here to the end of the season. So everyone's going, it's sounding like the contract's already signed.
I think you'll find in the summer Chelsea and City will have a bidding war over Guardiola. Actually, they probably already are having a bidding war over him behind closed doors. So when he says, I guarantee you I'll be managing the Premier League, it's because he knows he's going to have an offer off both of them.
Well, City could offer more money than Chelsea.
He's just got to choose where he wants to go. As we say, I don't think he will fit Chelsea. I don't think he'll do.
I would like
for Chelsea.
as much as I would love someone like Guardiola to fit into Chelsea. I like you. I don't really see him fitting what Chelsea's become at the moment. If he goes in, he's got to go to Abramovich, right? I'm here for the long run. So almost try and do what Mourinho.
Chelsea don't.
Chelsea exactly. He won't be able to do that.
No. What I mean is, Guardiola's not there for the long run.
But with Barcelona, he was able to build the academy through and then develop into the Barca A team. So he pretty much knew the talent to bring through. With Bayern Munich, they've got such a good young infrastructure that they've already crossbred him. With Chelsea, it's either you're a star or you're on loan to Vitesse.
But what I mean is that he won't be there for the long term. And the reason why, he's exactly like Jose Mourinho, or he wants to win every trophy around the world and then retire.
Then he won't go to Chelsea because...
for
Guardiola,
Abramovich is, while he wants to win, he's also kind of wants to bring through the youth, because we've got a really good youth academy now.
Yeah, true, but
he won't accept that.
What happens if Guardiola, in the 3 years that he's there, does what he wanted to, and then he sods off, but then at the same time he's brought through Patrick Bamford, who in 2018 is the best striker in the world. no, do you see what I'm saying though? Is that's the kind of thing he could do?
If he does,
he's done it with Messi.
If he does that, that's great. But Abramovich still wants that European trophy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think bring it. You either have one or the other these days. If you bring through youth and win trophies like he wants, then you're buzzing. Because
Abramovich never wanted Di Matteo as our manager. He only gave him the contract because we won the Champions League. It was going to be the same with Avram Grant. If we won the Champions League, Avram Grant was going to stay on for the next season, and we wouldn't have Scolari.
I think if Guardiola went to Chelsea, to make them successful, he would have to completely change the spine of the team.
Yeah.
John Terry will be out straight away.
Someone posted I can't remember who it was. Someone posted an article up earlier today, and I was reading it, that we should base our spine across Kurt Zouma.
I don't know whether he'd even give Zouma a chance. I think he'd get rid of him too. I think you'd find. I think you'd find if Guardiola went to Chelsea, he would make a mass.
Would you say
change.
though that Kurt Zouma is the younger version of PK to an extent, because he's strong and he's pacey?
He is.
Isn't that PK?
He is, and I think he's at the best club for his development. I just doubt whether he has the composure to deal with being at a top side.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying, but then at the end of the day,
some of his decision making that he's made in recent games has been top quality.
Yeah. I just have a feeling he could end up like Gary Cahill, for example, where you go, yes, he's a very good centre back if he's got the right partner.
Yeah.
If he's on his own, or he's with someone who's unproven, you can't. John Terry, you can stick him next to Kurt Zouma and go, he can help him through the game.
The thing is, Zuma's been pretty good no matter who he's paired with. When he was paired with Cahill against Scunthorpe, granted it was Scunthorpe of League One, but he had a very solid game. Yeah. When he was paired with John Terry, he's had a very solid game.
I think he's one of the best young defenders in the world, without a doubt. But playing for Chelsea is his best move.
But coming away from Chelsea, say he ended up at Manchester United, you say that he's got all this that he's got to sort out all the youth and everything, all this stuff. He would have to fix so much at Manchester United. The only thing that actually works at United is Anthony Martial. It's the only thing that works at United and David De Gea. Everyone else seems to be asleep.
Won't be there no matter who comes in the summer.
No, he will be. If
do
Guardiola
not
is their manager, he won't leave. Because I guarantee you, he'll have faith in him
If
thinking
he's not
you
playing
are.
Champions League football next season, he will.
Oh yeah, no, but that's different because let's think of it from the perspective of.
Let's be honest, we know Real Madrid are going in for him this summer, big time.
But the reason why I don't think also that Guardiola is going to be a Man United manager is also because of this. Guardiola is a Champions League manager. He wants guaranteed Champions League football. So who do you think he would have probably signed for? Man City or Chelsea or Arsenal? It's one of those three. If it's him, he's probably thinking in his mind, you've got to do so well now just to make sure you get in there. Like,
I think he could be the manager to get Manchester City the Champions League.
Yeah, but I still think
it's a big if, and there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah,
but I could see it happening.
Going back to what we started with Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp came out after their draw with Exeter, warning Guardiola, basically saying, if you come to the Premier League, the fixture pile-up is horrendous. In just January alone, Liverpool have got about 10 games, and that's now including their replay with Exeter.
But see, this is the thing, and this it's the age-old argument: should the Premier League or an English football have a winter break? While I think it would help the English national side, when you consider Italy and Spain, their leagues came back from their winter break last weekend. So what, only a week into January? So their winter break was 2 weeks max?
Yeah.
And now they're going to be playing a game Saturday, Wednesday for a couple of weeks to make up for the weeks they've lost. Is it really helping anyone?
It's not at all.
But if you consider that in that 2 weeks they've had off, most Premier League sides have played 6 games.
Yeah.
No, but then we're not playing. That's what I think. That's what he's trying to highlight. Is that
but
we don't have to go through all of these midweek games all of a sudden.
Yeah, but the midweek games on for Liverpool. It's Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday/Saturday.
But unfortunately, that's due to Liverpool's. One due to Liverpool's semi-finals in the League Cup, and the FA Cup replay. When you look at the Premier League games, there's only one midweek game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't see what a winter break can actually help.
Well, some of the I know Germany, their winter break sort of starts at the start of December, and they come back pretty much second week of January as well.
Yeah, Germany, they do give them more time, which is why I mean it will help the national side. You can see how it helps the German national side.
Well, it's not hard to compare because they have 4 games less a season.
Exactly. They have less games and more time off. When you look at, for example, the World Cup 2014, the German national side looked fitter and stronger than the rest.
Thing is, the perfect example for me is Di Maria. They have that winter break in Spain, and when he come over, he was the best. Everyone said, he's the best midfielder in the world. But then, because of the demand of Premier League football, he couldn't deal with it. The best players in the ever are the ones that can deal with any. Yeah. And that was Ronaldo, and probably if Messi come over, he would do the same.
Can they do it on a wet, rainy Tuesday night at Stoke?
No.
That is the age-old question. We'll change subjects, and at the time of recording, the FA Cup 4th round is going on. I believe it's just finished, so we can run through the best ties of the FA Cup 4th round. The best part of this right now you'll see is that Matt Thowney is on the opposite side of the studio. He has no clue of any of these ties, so he's learning first hand. This is his first reaction.
And also, one thing I do know, Southend aren't in it.
Southend aren't in it.
Right.
Even Villa are in this one.
We'll start with
Your Premier League side. That doesn't mean anything.
We'll start with non-league Eastleigh, who are the only non-league side left in the cup.
Great draw for
If
them
they
on
win
the
at
weekend.
Bolton.
If they get past their replay at Bolton, they've got another home tie, this time against Leeds.
Ooh, please, Eastleigh. I want to go to that.
Club. Arsenal host last season's relegated side Burnley in a interesting enough tie for FA Cup fourth round.
Promotion-chasing Derby County will host struggling-ish Manchester United.
That's quite a bit. That's quite a big game when you look at on paper. Derby County is still a huge side due to Clough in the 70s.
When you were saying struggling-ish, I was thinking, oh, is it going to be someone like Newcastle or someone like that? He goes United. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay.
Exeter City, if they can get past their Anfield journey against Liverpool, will face another home tie, but against West Ham.
I want to make note of Walsall at the weekend. They got a great result beating Brentford. Cup upset. They're away again against either Huddersfield or Reading, depending on who wins the replay.
Whoever gets past the replay of Wycombe Wanderers and Aston Villa will face a home tie against Manchester City.
Wycombe might struggle with that.
Nottingham Forest face Watford.
That's
That ain't a bad
interesting,
result
yeah.
for them, but it's a chance for Forest to get an upset if Watford aren't up for the races, I suppose.
Oxford United of League Two, who knocked out Premier League Swansea, will face either Newport County or Blackburn Rovers.
I think
after their game was called off due to pitch conditions.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed with that actually, because I think money-wise, financially, they wanted a big side. They wanted the TV rights again.
We could have a South Coast derby if Portsmouth can get past their replay of Ipswich. They'll be at home to Bournemouth.
Good luck any pubs around there on that day.
Do you know what I'm thankful for? Is that Palace actually beat Southampton. I'm sorry to say this, Saints fans, but I'm not dealing with Portsmouth versus Saints.
Harry Kane's equaliser against Leicester gives Tottenham the chance, maybe, to face Colchester away in the next round if they beat Leicester.
Oh, look, move on. No big team there. Go on, carry on.
Bury or Bradford will face Hull City at home if they get past their replay.
Chelsea have got a decent draw again, another lower league side.
This time away, though, they'll be facing either Northampton Town or MK Dons.
Oh, please tell me it's Northampton Town. I don't want MK Dons. Because they're not doing well, so I have fear they'll take out on us.
There's a couple of all Premier League sides, Crystal Palace versus Stoke, and I believe there is one more all Premier League tie. It would have been Villa West Ham. Villa Man City even.
West Ham?
Yeah, West Brom, if they beat Bristol City after an injury time equaliser on Saturday, they get a home tie against Peterborough, so that ain't a bad draw for them. There's not many actual standout ties there, is that?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, the BBC and BT they'll be sat round the table there going, you can have this tie, you can have that tie. There isn't many which they're going to want, I suppose. I mean, you'd look at ties like Chelsea, for example. If they get an MK Dons, that could be a decent cup tie.
The thing is that this is where the big upsets and the big results happen now. Like, you say, oh yeah, it's may not be big. This could be the one where, say, like Wycombe beat Manchester City. Who's Man United got? Did you say? Derby beat Man United.
If
Chelsea beat Northampton 6-0. Like, you don't know.
If Exeter and Wycombe both get past their replays, they're definitely going to be on the telly because of their upsets up against Premier League sides, and B, of their opponents also being top half Premier League sides.
Yeah, I think you'll find.
I think Palace Stoke could be an entertaining game, whether
but
people
I don't
go
think
for it
it'll
or
be
not.
on TV.
That's going to be a good game. That would be a good game.
I think you'll find the game, the Portsmouth-Bournemouth game could end up on TV.
If it is Portsmouth-Bournemouth.
If the camera's working by the end of the match.
There's been a lot of draws over the weekend, which we'll have a look through in just a second, but when you look at the actual fourth round draw, there's a lot that are like, it could be if they win the replay. So the replay night of the replays could actually be an entertaining night football.
I said this to someone in the pub where I work that we should get rid of the replays personally.
Yeah.
Because everyone says, oh yeah, but it means travelling up there. It means like Cup upset can still happen. But I'm like, yeah, but then if you do penalties, then you're still going to get the same thing. Like,
sorry, we were just laughing at because the first draw out, or first or second draw out, was Arsenal-Burnley, and just before the draw, Joey Barton said, "Come on, lads, we can take anyone on at home." Then it goes Arsenal at home to Burnley, and he's just tweeted, "Maybe not."
Joey Barton gets tweet of the day there. We'll move to the actual third round games and have a look through now, because there were a lot of decent football happening at the weekend.
It was a good weekend of football.
A good weekend of football.
And it started with Adam Bogdan being an awful keeper.
Well, yeah, starting on the Friday night, Adam Bogdan being an awful goalkeeper. Yeah. Exeter, the 2-2 draw is actually a very creditable draw for Exeter there, even though it's against Liverpool's youth side.
Liverpool under 18s.
Under 18s, which
I think we've got to give them credit.
There was
only credit where credit's due. It was a fantastic result.
No, what I mean is give credit to Liverpool that you've actually managed to dig out a result, even though
you have to give credit to them for not losing. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
There, they didn't lose the game, which, I mean, I watched the game and they could have quite easily lost it. Do you know what I mean? Wickham, not Wickham, wrong team. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. Exeter played very well on the night. Yeah. Whether they can do it again at Anfield in the replay is a different story. I think it should. I think Klopp will play some of the bigger
wasn't it at Anfield?
No,
I thought it was at Anfield.
No, it was a very, very rainy and windy Exeter.
They were
Don't make an excuse for Bogdan. That was awful.
They were doing a comparison of the money that Exeter will get, because most likely Exeter Liverpool will be on TV again for the replay. Yeah. They will make possibly over £1 million for this, and that is their yearly wage budget wiped off.
I'm getting the Sun song. It's my birthday. I spend my money.
Well, so I mean, Exeter could now splash the cash and get someone in on the transfer window.
There was an interview with the Exeter chairman after, and they said, "Are you disappointed at only drawing the game after leading? Because they could have gone on to win, as I say." And the chairman went, "I am, but the replay will give us a fair bit of money, actually. So I'll take it." The early game on the Saturday on BT Sport was at Adams Park. Wickham 1, Villa 1. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it sweet.
You didn't lose.
We didn't lose, yeah. I'm not that disappointed with that result. I know it's a League Two side, and on paper we should beat them, but considering we don't know what a drawing feeling's like, let alone a winning feeling, I'll take what would be a point, I suppose, if it was a league game. I thought we were harsh on the penalty. Technically, yes, it's a penalty, but it's rare you see them actually given for that, because it wasn't on purpose. It was a bit sort of... Westwood didn't go out his way to elbow him around the face, because if the referee thought that he did, Westwood would have been given a straight red card.
I was going to say, for a minute there, I had no idea what this penalty incident was until you explained it was an elbow in the face.
Yeah, see, like... It was a foul, so yes, it's a penalty, but you don't see them give them every week, so we were unlucky that it was actually given this time. But I'll take the 1-1 draw. We're still in the cup. The dream is still on.
How does Arsenal avoided an early upset after Sunderland took a shock lead and came back from behind to win 3-1 at the Emirates Stadium?
I'm disappointed with
that. I've got that spot on my Super 6, by the way.
I said 3-0.
I'm disappointed with that. I mean, I thought Arsenal would win, but I'd hoping Sunderland would win and go on a cup run, and then it just... takes away from their Premier League form, and we might stand a chance of finishing not bottom. Not staying in the league, but not bottom.
Like you mentioned earlier, there was the upset of that Walsall went away to Brentford and won. Yeah. Colchester at home, who are having a shocking season.
Yeah, move on.
They beat Charlton.
Yeah, no one cares.
For those of you who haven't guessed, Colchester are supposedly Southend's rivals.
Supposedly, we hate them. Move on.
Non-league Eastleigh got a well-respected 1-1 draw with Bolton.
Very unlucky to draw that.
They were very lucky the game was even on.
Yes, the pitch was horrendous.
Yeah, but it's Eastleigh's ground. They're used to it.
No, but even for Eastleigh's fans.
It was worse than what we played on Friday in the Common.
It definitely wasn't. It definitely
no, because it was still raining.
No, yeah, but it definitely was.
It was torrential.
And then we had hail.
And it must be good for Eastleigh, although it wasn't on English TV. It was on a lot of foreign channels. The Eastleigh-Bolton game was at the weekend, so they will have a lot of TV money.
So we're not interested in it, but Al Jazeera is.
Al Jazeera, BN Sport had the game on with English commentary.
Wow. So I've got to find that straight.
I think one that's got to be spoken about was Man United beating Sheffield United
Sheffield
the most
United was
controversial
so unlucky.
penalty I've seen in quite a
Wait,
while.
wait. Did Man United win? Sorry, I left early for the traffic.
But
I fell asleep.
I don't. Can I give Memphis Depay a tip? If he kept on running, then it would be a stone ball penalty. For some reason, in his mind, he thought to himself, "Do you know what? I'm going to jump like I've just been shot in the knee by a German soldier." Like,
Just because he plays for Man United.
what? Like,
he took lessons from Ashley Young.
seriously. Like, I don't understand why he done it, because you watch and he would have been fouled. But then he decided to dive, and yeah, then they scored the penalty, which was a good penalty by Wayne Rooney, to be fair. So,
I know it's not really an upset, but Nottingham Forest 1, QPR 0. QPR are still winless under new manager Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank now.
Hasselbank should never have left Burton.
No.
He's joined a sinking club in QPR.
QPR have failed to win, I think, the 7 games he's been in charge for.
Yeah. I want to give credit to Bristol City getting a very credible 2-2 draw at the Hawthorns.
89th minute equaliser for Brom.
I believe it was actually in the 93rd.
Yeah, 'cause they had
it was
6
one of the
minutes added
last
on, didn't
kicks
they?
of the game.
Left it late.
And I know Sean O'Driscoll, I believe, is the City manager, Bristol City manager, and he said, I was furious with the referee because we'd literally just dropped into the, like, there was 3 minutes of added time and it went into 93 minutes, so full time was ready to be gone, and Albion took the free kick short and went left and swung the cross in. His complaint was, as soon as it was taken short and not bumped into the box, the referee should have blew full time.
when you say left, where did the ball actually go? Did it go down the wing, or was it?
It went from the centre circle just to the left where they swung in a long cross and scored from it.
No. Then,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't think he should have given the full time whistle there, because by the time he'd got his whistle to his lips, the cross is in the box. It was a matter of 3 seconds.
In the rule, in sort of like the refereeing rules, for half time, then that should have been the case. But full time, they've got to take into account the time it takes to process the free kick and the team to get set. So that time would have been added on furthermore. So it was still play. It's got to be 3 playable minutes.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. Some give it, some don't. It's a bit
Well,
like
Albion scored off it, which has got to be gutting.
But Bristol City get a nice replay.
Bristol City get a nice replay at home as well. I fancy them actually.
I fancy them at home as well. Will
Well,
Berahino still be there? Because he started on the bench again.
we will get to that.
And scored.
Watford got a very good 1-0 win away at home to Newcastle. In the
Away at
Premier
home?
League side. Away at home, yeah. At home to Newcastle.
Carlisle have been doing that, to be fair.
And as we already mentioned, Saints lost to Palace, which great result for Palace there. They could target the cup. Matt Thowney's very happy. I reckon Pardew could be targeted in the FA Cup this year because they're safe. They're not going to get relegated.
There are dark horse for the FA Cup.
Palace are in the actual position where there's always 2 or 3 Premier League sides that are not going to get relegated. They're not going to get Europe. They're going to be a mid-table side. Why not throw themselves at a cup competition?
I think there was a stat shown during the draw when the Palace tie was made. Despite reaching the final a couple of occasions, they have never won a domestic cup.
No.
Yeah.
Could this be the season to break their duck?
They are the Benfica.
Benfica Cavs!
Yeah. And Everton as well, they
Got past the Daggers.
come and can't even say the word. They beat Dagenham and Redbridge.
I felt so sorry for my mates because they travelled all that way
Yeah.
to Merseyside to watch that, and I was just like, oh.
Well, many
Jesus.
people sort of targeted that game and went, that could be a shock there, because I'm not sure.
I said 8-0 as well.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people did go, you know what, Dagenham and Redbridge might have a chance here, because Everton playing against City on Wednesday, the Wednesday before. They didn't play a full-strength side, but they got through, and good teams win when they got their backs against the walls. On the Sunday, the big stories happened, I suppose.
Oxford United of League 2 beat Swansea of Premier League.
That's probably the biggest story of the round, I think. Oxford beating Swansea.
Alan Curtis, I'm telling you now, is not the manager to keep Swansea up. And the reason why is because he's going to give John Crowther a run for his money.
Well, they are
He
getting
is terrible.
dangerously close to that bottom 3 now. 2 points ahead of Newcastle, just outside.
And
They do have a slightly better goal difference.
But the thing I don't understand, this is what I don't get. Since he was put in that spot, he's said, we need a full-time manager. I don't want to do it.
No one wants
His
the
heart.
Swansea job.
No, but the thing is that his heart is not in that job.
No.
It's not at all. So
And the players aren't playing for him.
no.
And I mean, they went in front against Oxford at least once, and just to capitulate the way they did, it's dreadful. Fair play to Oxford, it's a great result for them, but that was more about Swansea falling apart than Oxford playing really well. And
It's good to take advantage of that.
Just a note as well for, I mean, it won't matter so much for the rest as the two Welsh sides are out, but now that BBC have got the FA Cup rights, when Swansea or Cardiff are playing, their FA Cup games are usually live on BBC Wales, if anyone gets that for next season. It doesn't matter now because Cardiff also went out.
Did anyone see the state of the Cardiff City Stadium? There was hardly anyone there.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, and they were still booed off.
Did they have it on soundtrack?
I don't know. In the two games on TV, BT Sport, the early game, Chelsea beat Scunthorpe.
5 games unbeaten.
5 games. It was a comfortable win, really. I suppose.
Played well. So.
Yeah. Ruben Loftus-Cheek got his first Chelsea goal as well.
He's got more goals than Eden Hazard has this season.
Yes. That's embarrassing. And in the 4 o'clock game, it was an all-Premier League encounter between two of the best teams in England at the moment, Tottenham versus Leicester, and they didn't disappoint.
What a game.
Cracker.
It was a cracker indeed. And I'm pretty sure that will be picked up. The replay will. 2-2 draw after Harry Kane's late penalty. Moving on to the transfers now. The transfer window is open. Newcastle are about to sign someone. Someone wants to go to Newcastle. Breaking news.
That's the breaking news. Not who they're signing. It's why.
Well, credited is having a medical, whether or not he's sane or not. Then we'll see if he's
maybe
fit.
what he's done is they put the
Then he'll go to Newcastle.
Maybe they've put the contract in front of him, and he said, "Do you know what? Why would I join Newcastle when I can join someone so much better in the league?" And then what they've done is they put a pasty next to it like that, and just gone. Yeah. Here's the pen. We'll chuck a croissant in there as well.
He'll pass his medical and he'll go on to sign his contract, and it'll be one of the first times you ever see a player fake an injury off a football pitch. Just go, pick up the pen. Oh, my finger. Oh, I think I've broken my finger. I've failed the medical now.
It's like on FIFA when you get those players, he's got to be subbed off, he's got an injury. What's he got? Bruised shoulder. You're serious?
One a little bruise. We haven't mentioned his name, and I'm going to let Matt Tye have a go at this one.
Henri Savé.
We reckon?
I have no idea. I can't even see
Bordeaux winger from Senegal.
Also, Steve McLaren was reluctant to discuss a possible deal for Swansea midfielder John Joe Shelvey. That's who he's in for. That'd be a hell of a good signing for Newcastle, Shelvey would. He'd be able to...
I think he needs to get
someone English.
It's someone English, yeah. And he's a midfielder. He's the midfield role that Newcastle need. They need someone who's going to take control of the game and
grab it by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, grab it by the scruff of the neck. Shelvey is that player. From Newcastle to Sunderland, and they've signed a new striker who hopefully...
Not yet.
They're about to sign a new striker until the end of the season who will hopefully bang in the goals to keep them up. Darman Doy from Hull.
So they're going down?
Yep.
Well, as I've said off air, he scored a few goals at the end of last season, but wasn't enough to keep the Hull up because of the bad defence.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the game against Palace where I swear he scored twice, but still they lost the game because Hull City couldn't defend.
Sounds like Charlie Austin from last season.
Sounds like Charlie Austin, yeah. It's a good signing, I think. Hopefully it doesn't work for them and they finish bottom and Sam Allardyce gets sacked.
Yeah, Bournemouth have been the busiest of the Premier League sides with signings of Benik Afobe from Wolves for about 10 million and the signing again of Lewis Graben from Norwich.
Yeah, they always sign Lewis Graben. Isn't
he's
this
like
the third time he's been at Bournemouth?
Yes, something like that.
Well, Benik Afobe, that is the signing of the summer so far, in my opinion. That was brilliant.
It's amazing that
winter
it's amazing it's the signing of the summer. Our computers are pinging at us. Benik Afobe is probably the best striker in the Championship in the last 2 seasons in terms of the goals he can
Isn't
get.
he like the third
League
highest goal scorer of 2015?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
From the MK Dons run he had, and then at Wolves. He has gone off the boil in the last couple of months as well, which is quite amazing. But hopefully he can pick up the goals in the Premier League, because it'd be good to see a new young English striker stick around in the Premier League. I mean, Charlie Austin had a great season, and now he's back into obscurity.
It'll be gone in the summer. It'll be gone this summer.
I don't know.
No one's going to sign Austin now. He's injured.
Yeah. I wanted to make a note of Morgan Amalfitano, formerly of Baggies and West Ham. Ring any bells?
Yes. Played for West Ham now, doesn't he?
Well, no, he was unattached. He left West Ham. He's now joined Lille. So that's a good little move for him.
I was going to say, good move for him, not a good move for Lille.
I always thought he was a very good player, to be fair.
He was released from his contract at Upton Park in October after a fallout with Slaven Bilic. He was on loan at West Brom during the 2013-14 season whilst he was still at Marseille.
Yeah. So Lille, this guy's been out of contract since October, but Lille have gone, we'll wait until the transfer window. Yeah. Moving on to the gossip column, which we are going to be speaking about for the next couple of weeks while the transfer window's open. We'll start at the top, and of course Chelsea fill the headlines.
We're only mentioned twice in the gossip column,
but they're always top of the gossip column. They are always,
because we have money and you don't.
Well. To be fair, they have got money.
Just he don't want to spend
to get water bottles in for everyone. Like.
Yeah, to buy the new Football League balls for next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Chelsea have lodged a £30 million bid for Shakhtar Donetsk attacking midfielder Alex Teixeira, who has scored so far 26 goals in 26 games, and also £30 million for Carlos Bacca who joined AC Milan in the summer.
Anyone that knows the Ukraine League, you know, if you don't know the Ukraine League, that's phenomenal. Fair play. But if you know the Ukraine League, you think, all right then. yeah, that's all right.
I mean,
double your figures and then you actually get
every transfer window you see Chelsea have tabled a bid for a big Ukrainian star.
We did it with Willian, and look what he's doing.
With Willian, and he's done well a year and a half after.
We stole him from Angie.
No, the best signing Chelsea made, Juan Cuadrado.
Ha!
Oh, sorry, sarcasm. What a bad signing.
But you say that. He's doing really well for Juventus, one of the best teams in the world. Yes. Chelsea do not know how to fit in stars into their side.
No, we don't know how to fit in stars. It was the stupidest signing we made because we had Willian.
Admittedly, I didn't see the point at the time. Everton are also signing a Eastern European side star player, and Andrei Yarmolenko, who's been linked with Liverpool quite a lot as well. They've made a £21 million offer, says the Express.
The Express also continues to say they've agreed a deal to sell Stephen Naismith to Norwich.
See, this has been talked about for a few weeks now. It's yet to go through. I wonder what's holding it up. Naismith's a great player, as Chelsea found out earlier on in the season. Sorry?
His accent.
That's what's holding it up.
Yeah.
Just like, so do you want to join Norwich, Stephen? Was that a yes?
Nod, please nod.
We'll try again tomorrow.
According to the most credible news story in the world, The Star, Liverpool have agreed a deal of £11 million to sign Corinthians winger Alexandre Pato. Pato's name is always linked to a Premier League side, and yet he never joins them.
Because Pato's got a very good agent. Jurgen Klopp, as we mentioned, had told Bayern Munich boss Pep Guardiola he needs a squad of 35 players apparently to deal with the fixtures. 35 players. I'm pretty sure the Premier League registration
every single one of
23.
them. Every single one of them.
25 unless you're spacing a suspension.
Every single one of them and Emil Heskey.
Yeah, absolute legend.
And Paul Robinson in goal.
In fairness, they say he says there should be like a 35-man limit, but of the teams last season with the 25-man limit, each team still had at least 2 players who never featured.
Yeah. Newcastle have renewed their £18 million bid for unsettled West Brom striker Saido Berahino, says the Mail. Why would Berahino leave Albion to go to Newcastle?
Because he might actually start.
With Tottenham are still interested in him. Why would he go to Newcastle?
Wants some Gregs.
Giggles.
Some Gregs.
Like we said earlier,
want to drink in Shearers, that's what it is.
Like we said earlier, the Magpies have also stated their interest in 23-year-old Swansea midfielder John Joe Shelby.
I thought you were going to say the one before the show, then I was like, please get the name right this time. But you might as well say now. Oh, go on. You might as well say the deal. Please get the name right. Get the name right.
Apparently Lacazette, yes,
from Lyon is linked.
Got linked to got linked to a play to Newcastle, but he has turned it down.
The Mirror is
we
reporting...
won't say the name he actually said. His reputation.
I have a reputation?
The Mirror is reporting on the Storm coming out of the 1-1 draw with Wickham on Saturday that Julian Lescott and Brad Guzan apparently swore at fans from the bench.
I saw that.
I did actually see it, and you don't know what's been said. You can't know what's been said, but it looked a bit angry. It looked a bit incidental.
I saw some of the... Mika Richards actually spoke to some of the fans at the end of the game to try and sort of like calm them down and say, look, we are still trying a bit. One of the fans generally said, well, you're trying, but those other what's-its aren't.
Well, on Saturday's performance, Richard was trying. So,
speaking of Villa, Remy Gard hopes that after Saturday's all-rightish performance in comparison to previous weeks, he hopes to have a large transfer fund given to him in order to turn the season around. A large transfer fund for you is, here's 5 million, try and get 5 players.
Saying that, we spent 50 million in the summer.
And look at where it's got you.
Exactly. So I'm not sure that's the best idea.
You're the only side that, with money, you still mess up.
Damn it, Sherwood.
In fairness, with Tottenham's Gareth Bale money, their 11 players, I think they've only got 2 left.
One of them's their best player, though, so fair play.
Yeah, but Tottenham's poor
Tottenham's
poor signings would still do better than our signings are. So,
yeah.
Oxford United manager Michael Appleton has warned Newcastle off midfielder Kamar Roof after he played a starring role in the FA Cup win over Swansea. Kamar Roof, 23. He's
scored twice against for Oxford.
Yeah.
Wait, so Newcastle, just because of 2 goals, are suddenly interested, apparently.
Newcastle allegedly sent scouts to watch this game with key players, and Kamar Roof was one of the players for them to watch because he's a young English prospect, I think.
All right.
The Telegraph started reporting this morning that Stoke, says Stoke forward, but Stoke just absolutely everything. Peter Crouch has suggested
legend.
He may have to leave the club after failing to start a Premier League match all season. He has denied this, of course, this afternoon. He has said, I don't want to leave. If the players are playing really well, then they don't deserve to be dropped, which is really nice to hear from a Premier League football now. Instead of going, well, I know they're playing well, but I'm paid this much, I should start every week. He's going, they're better than me at the moment.
What he's actually saying is that I'm getting a first-class seat put in, so I don't want Bojan to get that instead of me.
He's finally getting his legroom request.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, can I get a toilet inserted there? Big screen.
Can I have a
You've got some housing renovations.
Can I say for my Cobra in this one here, and then behind me I want the Indian that I ordered.
Oh God. Back on Chelsea again.
Chelsea boss Gus Hiddink believes that 19-year-old midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek can challenge for regular first-team football at Stamford Bridge.
Well, I think
he has the potential.
I think he's getting to the point now. If he isn't going to start challenging for regular first-team football, he's going to want to leave Chelsea.
Yeah, because he's showing that he actually has potential.
He's good enough to play for a lower Premier League side.
Yeah,
a Villa, a
Newcastle,
what
you said then, a lower
Albion.
Premier League side.
He is good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Basel midfielder Mohamed El Neni,
yeah.
Him is set to complete his £7.4 million move to Arsenal within the next 24 hours. Now, this has been going on for the last week, that he's meant to be signing tomorrow.
And then tomorrow.
Maybe the day after tomorrow.
Maybe he really struggles to get out of bed and just misses the meetings at 9 a.m. in the morning.
He sounds like
don't blame him.
He sounds like a friend of ours that we live with. Oh, effort, nah.
So I've got to get up for 9 a.m. Nah.
Make it 10. No, right.
Gareth Bale's told The Guardian that sacking Rafa Benitez was a big disappointment, but that he's still happy at Real Madrid. Because there's a lot of rumours that he was going to leave. They've been put to bed.
Arsenal fullback Hector Bellerin.
What
is wrong with me at the moment? Believes the Gunners have enough strength and depth to compete on a league and cup double this season.
So his name is Bector Hellerin, yeah?
Yes.
Right, cool.
That's his new name now. Harry Redknapp has called for the Premier League to work more closely with the FA to help preserve the standing of the FA Cup. Redknapp, of course, won it in 2008 with Portsmouth. Like the Premier League are going to care about the FA Cup.
They're not.
Why would they care about someone else's competition?
Because they're not governed by the FA anymore. They're a separate
haven't
entity.
been from the start, yeah.
No, they were the FA Premier League.
Yeah.
Now they are the Premier League.
Yeah. A groom whose wedding speech went viral after he dedicated it to Mesut Ozil has received a personal invite to the Emirates from the Arsenal midfielder on Twitter. Did you see this?
No.
Yes.
He did his wedding speech, and dedicated his whole speech and everything to Mesut Ozil.
Oh, his wife must have been sitting there like, that wasn't about me.
I've seen I saw a speech.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a speech done similar to that, but it was done by a United fan who was marrying into a family of City fans, and it was just after Fergie retired. So he said, "There's one guy who's not here anymore, and I want to dedicate it to. So this is to you, Fergie." And you see everyone get stand up for it, and then you see them go, "Wait!" Liverpool's new signing, Marko Gergic, almost did not go through with his transfer because he is scared of getting an MRI scan. He was scared of going in the machine for his medical.
Well, and
Man up.
Go in the big machine that goes ding.
to end it off, former Swansea forward Michu, the one-season wonder, says he was more nervous making his debut for Spanish fourth-tier side Union Popular de Langrio this weekend than he was when he played at Old Trafford and Anfield.
Are you drunk?
Lies. In fairness, I can understand why he would be nervous, but not as nervous, because
Again.
former Premier League striker, you expected to do
No, but
fourth tier.
no, but that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. It's former Premier League striker, so you're expected to do big things. That's exactly what I mean. That's why it's the pressure.
I mean, you've got to live up to the reputations there by Emil Heskey, of course, the former Premier League striker who went on to big things
in Australia.
in Australia. Yeah. Anyway,
Let's move on.
with around
10
minutes left on the show, we might end up going over. On
We've
this.
got 2 weeks worth-ish of predictions.
2 game weeks worth of predictions. Of course, there is the midweek games, Tuesday and Wednesday.
And then there's also the Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. Let's get started then.
Yes.
And of course, the first game to start with on Tuesday at Villa Park. It's a crunch game for them. Crunch game for them. Crunch game for us. Villa versus Crystal Palace. Now, we haven't got a good record at home to Palace. They tend to.
You haven't
You
got
don't have a good
yeah, I was
record.
gonna say, you don't have
I
a
meant
good
over the
record.
last couple of years. I mean, I remember a few years ago, Boxing Day, we had Palace, and we played quite well, but we hadn't got a goal, and we dominate the game. They came up with a last-minute screamer from Dwight Gale and won the game. We can't have anything like that happen.
Right,
we need to get a point out of this at least. You
I'll
can
go
go
first,
first, Matt Towney.
Okay then. 3-1 Palace.
Matt Towney?
2-0 Palace.
I'm going to ignore your predictions for that because I have another game to get through at the weekend, so I can freak out then. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm hopeful we can get a draw. Another 1-1. And at the... I forgot the name of the Bournemouth Stadium.
Vitality Stadium.
The Vitality Stadium. It was renamed, weren't it, at the start of the season? Bournemouth...
Dean Road, weren't it?
Dean Court, yeah.
I think it's Dean.
Dean Court.
Oh,
Dean
Dean
It's
Court,
on the
okay.
Dean Road, but it's called Dean Court.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, you see. Bournemouth face West Ham, and it's a chance for them to pick up some vital Premier League points. But West Ham are a tough opposition. It's one of those games that on Match of the Day on Wednesday will be near the bottom.
No, I'd say we're near the top.
It depends how
Really?
it goes. If it's a 0-0.
Because this
when
is
you
Bournemouth we're
cons-
talking about. They score loads, but they
Yeah,
concede
but
loads.
when you consider on Wednesday you've got Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham, Leicester. Yeah. Matt Thani, prediction.
2-2.
Goals. Matt
Goals.
Thani?
2-1 Bournemouth.
I'm going to go...
So you have to go for a low score now. You realise that. You cannot go with what you just said.
I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham.
Okay.
Hopeful. And the biggest game on the Tuesday, as there's only 3. It's a game that used to be quite a huge game. Now not so much at St James's Park.
It looks like it's going to be a dull one, to be fair,
Yeah,
with recent form.
it's the two United. It's Newcastle versus Manchester. And as we mentioned, I'm pretty sure last week we mentioned about how this is the curse for the commentators. Because United is playing United. You choose. Matt Thani.
I'm going 3-1 Manchester United. Anthony Martial to score.
I predict 1-0 Newcastle.
Ooh. Who scores?
I'm
Their
going
new
nil.
guy if he gets past his medical.
I'm going 0-0, and the real winners.
Van Gowlet.
The real winner is the person that has to deal with the scoreboard because he's got an easy night.
Easy done. I'm getting paid to watch football.
What he's realising, he must have a timer just above the 1, so like where the dust is picking up. Just like, oh
yeah, at Old Trafford where he's got home side, it's just like
freeze.
He had to find, in fairness, he had to find it on the weekend for Sheffield.
He did have to find it.
Like, he was getting his coat on, right.
But I'm
Job
pretty
done.
sure
Penalty. Oh,
in
dear.
their last 8 Premier League games at half time, Manchester United haven't scored.
Yeah.
So
they did a stat of their last home Premier League games. The only goals at half time have been for the away team.
Yeah. On the Wednesday, it's Chelsea at home to West Brom in a game that has tricked them over the last couple of years. West Brom have been a tricky opponent.
West Brom away has been the tricky one.
Yeah, well, yeah, away has. I remember you getting a very lucky penalty in the last minute.
We're not talking about that if we're not talking about Villa's shit season.
Oh,
easy. Matt Thowney, prediction.
2-0 Chelsea.
I have gone 3-0 Chelsea.
Oh, you have to go 4.
I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. I see a comfortable win. They'll make it 6 wins in a row with that, I believe. As you
No,
said
just
earlier.
6 games unbeaten. We've
6
had
games unbeaten.
3 wins and 2 draws without Mourinho.
In a replay of last week's Capital Cup semi-final, it's Manchester City versus Everton, this time at the Etihad.
So a kind of taste of what is to come.
Yeah.
Taste of what is to come in a couple of weeks.
A taste of what is to come and a flashback. It must be really weird for these two sides when you consider. I'm pretty sure the League Cup semi-final is the week after.
I think it's
26th.
yeah,
Or no,
26, 27.
25th, because they play before Liverpool, don't they, next time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 times in a month they play the same side, so that's got to be pretty.
They're not the only side doing it.
It's a throwback to the olden days of where, in the 60s and 70s, you see a side play on Boxing Day, and then the next day they'll play again against the same side, but the away game.
Yeah.
Really weird. Matt Thowney, predictions.
2-1 Man City.
I've gone 2-1 Man City as well.
Oh, go on. Let's get a full house.
2-1 Man City.
Hey!
Why not? At St Mary's,
Struggling Southampton versus okay-ish Watford.
Yeah. I was sitting there thinking to myself, something you can say beginning with W that fit Watford.
I couldn't think of anything.
No, me neither.
Because they're not exactly wonderful at the moment. They're
Matt Thowney.
I kind of regret going for this, but then at the same time I just have a feeling. 3-1 Saints.
1-0.
3-1 Watford.
Oh!
Igalo's got to bang in a hat-trick.
Sassy.
Right.
I never needed to
Here's
see
the
that.
wet, windy night at the Britannia as Stoke host Norwich.
And the big question here, can Norwich's big striker...
Nathan Redmond.
Not Nathan Redmond, the striker that no one can name, do it on a wet Wednesday night in Stoke?
No.
In Mbakani or whatever his name is.
Yeah. No, he can't.
No.
Because I've gone for 2-0 Stoke.
I've gone 1-0.
I'm going 3-0.
So none of us think he's going to do it.
Right,
No.
in possibly the game of Saturday, no, Wednesday. Looking ahead, it is Liverpool versus Arsenal at 8 o'clock.
Tasty fixture.
We'll do Liverpool Arsenal then.
Oh, I misread one.
Yeah, we misread one, but we'll do Liverpool Arsenal
I was
first.
taking off my Super 6 rather
Yeah.
than the fixture list.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, it probably is the big game. It's live on BT as well. I have a sneaking suspicion that Arsenal will make a statement with this game. Liverpool have beaten the big sides. They beat Chelsea. They beat City. They'll be looking to make it.
If they win this game at Anfield, I think I would say they've got a hand on the title.
Well,
then, because that's a big winning at Anfield is still really hard to do.
Even harder now under Klopp, really. Wenger and co have got a lot of critics at the moment, a lot of doubters of whether they can win the Premier League. Matt Tye included, as he puts his hand up. If they win at Anfield, it shuts a lot of critics up.
I was still standing by. I'll judge them in February after
Yeah.
the window.
We got one more month. We got one more month.
Admittedly.
They've got 3 weeks to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Matt
Okay.
Thowney.
But I don't think this is the. I don't think they're going to win. I think 3.
They're going to prove a lot of people wrong, but they won't.
No, I said if. I said if. I never said they will. 3-2 Liverpool.
See, I've gone against my heart here. I've gone 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Shut up!
See, I'd go for 4-4, but they haven't got Arshavin anymore. So.
And no Nicholas Bentner.
And no Nicholas Bentner. They haven't got God up front, so. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. And
Right,
then
in the fixture I missed, it was Swansea Sunderland.
big game, fantastic game. This one's going to be.
This will be last on
This
match of
is
the day.
Yeah.
this is
Jackpot.
no, I don't think it will. This is the Premier League relegation.
John
6
Motson
pointer.
is going to rip this game apart. How good it's going to be.
It is. When you actually look at the games, though, this is one of the most important games of the round. These are two sides who are in the relegation battle and will be at the end of the season. Some people believe they're two sides that are going to go down. To stay up, you have to beat the sides around you.
So no pressure.
Relegation 6 points
Yes.
are all over it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Oh, you're
No,
kicking
you're
us
not.
off.
I'm kicking. Oh, okay, Matt Thowney.
You can kick off the weekend.
0-0.
fixtures.
No, that's right.
Cheery.
Matt Thowney?
I'm 2-1 Swansea.
I'm going to go 3-1 Sunderland. Picking
Who's
up
going to score from?
Jermaine Defoe.
Defoe.
What? Defoe hat-trick?
That's what strikers are meant to do.
No, but he hasn't scored a hat-trick since 2010.
I think he scored a hat-trick since then.
No.
2013 he hasn't scored a
No.
hat-trick.
That was the
Europa
last time he
Leagues
scored
or
2
anything
goals.
like that?
No, that's the last time he scored 2 goals.
Fair enough.
He might have scored a hat-trick in the MLS, but that doesn't really count.
I'm not saying he's going to score a hat-trick, but I can see Sunderland getting 3. They got 3 against Villa, didn't they? Pretty sure
Is
they
that
did.
hard though?
No, admittedly. But is it hard to get? Is it hard to get 3 against Swansea? Oxford can do it.
But Swansea can score.
In probably the second biggest game in a replay from Sunday, it's Tottenham against Leicester at White Hart Lane.
Again.
Again. What would be brilliant, right, is if all the fans
The stadium.
arranged, no, I didn't say that, but arranged so that they were going to go to the game and they had the exact same clothes that they wore on Sunday and all sit in exact same seats.
So you...
Creepy.
It would be
That's
creepy
no.
as hell.
That's not what he's suggesting. He's suggesting that the wives aren't with him.
No, I
They just all have a big weekend away for a piss
I
up.
just could you imagine how weird it would look on the TV to see exactly the same shot. Basically, you'll see the same people.
If it works the same way,
Apart from the cameraman's a bit further away from how much they stink. Just
They can shower.
if it is still like a 2-2 and it's like the same stuff.
Yeah, Harry
happened,
Kane scores a penalty in the last minute.
and Okazaki comes on and scores.
If Harry Kane scores a penalty in the last minute to make it 2-2, you'll see everyone in the ground just pull their phones out and go, "What day is it?"
I've done this before.
A big sense of deja vu. Matt Thowney, predictions.
2-1 Leicester.
I've gone for another draw. 1-1.
2-2. I want it to happen. It was brilliant.
Right, and now moving on to the weekend fixtures.
I have got nothing for this, so
On the early weekend fixture is Tottenham again, and they will be playing at home to Sunderland.
In the Jermaine Defoe derby.
Yes.
I don't see that catching on.
We will make this happen because afterwards we've got the Lewis Graben derby.
So wait, so what we're gonna do is put the hashtag Jermaine Defoe derby
Yes.
and hashtag Lewis Graben derby.
There we got the
yeah?
Lukaku derby.
Yeah, the Lukaku derby. That works. Ah.
So we played for City and Palace.
Right. Okay. Then. Anyway, let's get back to the.
Defoe derby.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jermaine Defoe derby. It's a big game for Spurs, really, more than anything, because they've had some tough games lately. Spurs.
They need to get
Leicester
back.
in
They
particular,
need to get that
back.
winning factor back
Yeah.
in their game.
If Tottenham are going to be in the top 4, they have to win.
Mm.
They have to beat Sunderland at home. They just have to stay. You know what I mean? A top 4 side beats a relegation
Yeah.
side at home.
There's no question. There is
There's
no
no
question.
They
Yeah.
have to.
Have to, man.
Matt Thowney.
I thought you were starting.
Nope.
No.
No, why not?
I'm gonna go 3-1 Spurs.
I am going to go 2-0 Spurs.
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs, but Defoe gets a goal and doesn't celebrate.
That's why I put they won because I think Defoe might score.
Yeah, extra prediction, he doesn't celebrate.
Moving on to the Graben derby.
The Graven derby. It's Bournemouth versus Norwich for anyone who
just-
doesn't know that.
He has just joined Bournemouth from Norwich, so this is even more Graben derby.
So there's a chance, technically.
Because it was always the Graben derby before.
I'm not sure whether how the registration works, whether Graben can play tomorrow night when they play for Bournemouth. So he could actually make his debut against the side he's just joined from, which is a rare occurrence in football. Matt Thowney.
Is it at...
It's at Bournemouth.
At
Two big
Bournemouth.
home games for them, of course.
I'm going to go 3-1 Bournemouth.
2-1 Bournemouth, Graben gets a goal.
Guess the winner. And Alex Neil's just like, really?
What's it? Couldn't score.
Couldn't score for us. I'm going to go 2-2.
Oh.
Should we try and see if there's a player that's played for both sides throughout this? Because he just said Lukaku for the
Well,
next
Chelsea,
one.
Everton, Lukaku. And it could have been the John
Lukaku
Stones
derby.
derby as well.
Yeah.
If that went.
Let's say the fixture, and then we got to try and think of a player because I guarantee there
Well,
isn't.
well, next up is Chelsea Everton in the Lukaku derby.
Yeah, Matt Thowney can start with that one, of course.
Oh god, this is difficult. I'm going
The
to go.
fridge is back at the bridge.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Yes, the fridge is back.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2.
I am going to go for a nervy 1-0 win for Chelsea.
Like Willian last season.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Everton bouncing back from the loss at City, which I predicted, with a 2-1 win
At Stamford Bridge.
at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, blimey.
Manchester City versus Crystal Palace is the one we might get stuck on. I'm not sure there is. I'm not sure there is. There might have been a long time ago, but we're struggling. We
Have
are
faith in me.
struggling.
Have faith in me.
No. I've
So
got,
that
I've got the next one though. I've got the next one.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll go
Yeah.
with City Palace.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 4-2 City.
4-1 City. I've gone for some goals here.
5-1 City.
Yes. The Scott Parker derby, Newcastle versus West Ham. Can you think of
and
anyone
the
else?
Denver Bar.
Denver Bar.
Derby. I swear there is someone else. There is.
Andy Carroll derby.
Yeah,
Andy
of course,
Carroll,
the
Andy Carroll.
And that one works. That one works.
He currently plays.
Matt
Two
Thowney.
players don't even play for him anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I've got the next two.
At
as well.
St James's, yeah.
Yes, at St James's Park.
2-1 Newcastle. Wijnaldum to score both for them. For Newcastle, by the way.
2-2. West Ham's got a decent away form at the moment.
4-0 West Ham.
Wait, who's in Newcastle's goal? Is it still Elliott?
No, there isn't anyone. That's the
Well,
thing.
Does Newcastle have a keeper at the moment?
Yeah.
By my prediction, it'll be Adam Bogdan.
Well, he's quickly popped over from Liverpool.
Quick transfer.
In the Ricky Lambert derby
Oh, that was mine.
at St Mary's, it's Southampton versus West Brom, and this, I'm pretty sure Lambert didn't play for Liverpool against Southampton last season.
Probably
Not
not.
sure he got on the pitch, so it might be the first time you see Lambert back at St Mary's against Southampton, which will be quite a sight.
You're having serious issues with your
I am. They're
headphones.
falling off a lot. I think my head shrunk.
Wow.
Yeah. So, do you think the big question here? It's an uneventful game, I suppose. Two mid-table sides. They are literally one place above another. Do you think Ricky Lambert will score?
No.
No.
Don't be stupid.
He's got to get on the pitch first.
It's got to go on the pitch.
Yeah.
First. That's true. Will
'Cause
side,
even though Berahino's fallen out with him, with
will
Pulis-
Berahino still be there by then?
Yeah. Even though Berahino's fallen out with
Hello.
Pulis,
Yeah. Anyway.
Berahino is still ahead of Lambert on the pecking order.
Yeah.
Because it's Rondon,
Yeah.
Berahino, then Lambert.
Matt Thowney?
1-0 Saints.
1-0.
2-1 Baggies. That hurt.
Emil
and
Heskey derby.
in the Saturday night football, it's not just the Emil Heskey derby, it's also the Markle Brighton derby, who currently plays for Leicester and came through the Villa Academy. So that one works better.
So he's going to score the winner then.
Oh, please no. Please, God, no.
Downey, you can start us off. Villa at home to Leicester.
Oh. You know what? I'm going to go 1-0 Villa.
Yes.
I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that they might get their first win against and cause an upset.
Well, we won this game last season. Admittedly, Leicester were a different prospect last season, but
You were in switched positions last season, ish. You weren't second, but
And by Matt's reaction, I'm guessing he's not going to go for what I've just said.
3-0 Leicester.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, when you actually look at it, I know it's when you look at the two sides, you go Villa-Leicester. It's not really that much of a big game, but it's second versus bottom. It's top
And
versus,
two Midland sides.
It's a Midlands derby. It's a Markle Brighton derby. 3-1 Leicester.
In the first of the Super Sunday games, it is Liverpool at home to Man United in what used to be the Michael Owen derby.
Yeah, there are others.
There isn't one playing at the moment though, is there?
No. You usually have to go via someone if you want to go Liverpool to United.
You usually have, I love you say like you're going to Australia. You always have to peer and then you get to.
Gabriel Heinze derby. Didn't he play for Liverpool for a little while?
You talking about the one that played years ago, the right back?
Yeah, left back, Argentinian.
That rubbish player. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're listening, hi, you're terrible.
There has to be more. If anyone knows any more, give us a shout out on the comments on the YouTube page or our Twitter. Of course, we love this sort of thing.
He never played for Liverpool.
Sure.
Now you look like
No, he was.
He played for United between 2004 and 2007.
He was on the verge of joining for Liverpool, but turned it down. I believe Ferguson wanted to sell him to Liverpool, but he turned it down.
Hang on, Ferguson wanted to sell someone to Liverpool.
I know.
Was that just paperwork mixed up?
It's actually
Heinz demanded a transfer to Liverpool during the closed season, and Liverpool and United rejected a £7 million bid for him.
That
then
makes
he
more
moved
sense.
to.
Do you know what the funniest?
But he went to Real Madrid instead.
Talking about
Kind of an improvement there.
Talking about transfers. Do you know what the funniest thing is? I heard recently. Falcao wanted to go back to Monaco. Monaco rejected it. You are playing that badly that your team don't even want you back.
Oh God. Matt Thowney, Liverpool, Manchester United. Biggest game of the weekend, really, I think.
3-0 Liverpool.
This game always produces something special because it's
Martial earlier in the season.
and Mata's goal last season.
Benteke.
No, this time John Flanagan.
See, you say it always brings something special. It does bring something special. I got memories of Dirk Kuyt getting a hat trick.
2011.
Ryan Babel getting a winner at Anfield. Or
Steven Gerrard's cameo appearance last season where he came on, got sent off within 45 seconds.
This game is a complete boring 0-0 draw. If there's ever a time that this is going to be a boring 0-0 draw, surely it's right now under Van Gaal.
Not under Jurgen Klopp, come on.
Van Gaal, though.
Jurgen Klopp likes to play the rock and roll football.
Jurgen Klopp's brilliant attack does not match up to Van Gaal's boringness. Surely.
I mean, there's even the word
The
saying in the
boringness will just
dictionary.
assess off him.
Yeah. Yeah. In the dictionary under boringness, just a picture of Van Gaal with Old Trafford behind him. Matt Tye.
I don't think this will be boring. I'm going 3-2 Liverpool.
0-0.
Stick by your guns.
Stick to your gun.
That's both of United's games. I've said 0-0. I'm pretty sure.
All right, on the other Super Sunday game, it is Stoke versus possible title favourites Arsenal.
Arsenal are
This
if I was
strange to say.
Hey, wait. Does Pennant still play for Stoke? Is he still in the setup? Because that could.
I think he
the
just got
Pennant
released
derby.
from Wigan.
It might be our only link though. Or you can just say the
Rio Miyachi.
or
He won the FA Cup at Wigan before Arsenal won anything.
I was going to say the Aaron Ramsey's ankle derby because I'm pretty sure that's still at the Britannia after his injury.
He's buried in the grass.
To be fair, he doesn't need it at the moment.
Say Arsenal. If I was Wenger, I'd be bigging these Arsenal players up because last season Stoke turned them over at the Britannia.
Yeah.
3-0 win. They should want revenge. That's what I'd be doing if I was Wenger. I'd be installing that into them.
Slapping them. Get on with it.
Do it.
But it's another one of these games, as we mentioned with Tottenham, with the top four. If Arsenal are going to win the league, they have to win games like this. Stoke's a
if you win
tough
place,
game.
if you win a place like this, you are doing well.
Yeah, but to win the league, you have to win
Yeah.
tough away games like this. Chelsea did it last season. City did it the season before, winning tough away games. If Arsenal win it and if Arsenal get 2 wins out of these 2 games, no one can deny that they're not real title favourites.
Apart from Matt.
Yeah. Matt Thowney.
I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal. Ozil sets up Giroud for the winner.
Matt Tye.
1-0.
I'm going 3-1 Stoke. Stoke are Arsenal's bogey team.
Yeah, they are, but really?
Yeah, why not?
And finally, the Monday Night Football is Swansea, who might be in the relegation zone by the time they kick off, versus Watford.
See, the thing is, at this game, you can tell this is one of these games where Sky have to fill their quota. They're like, we have to get every team on, so let's just go with this. Because when you look at some of the other ties, when you've got the Chelsea-Everton, for example, is a great Premier League match that could be on TV.
Don't be too surprised if Jamie Carragher has asked for time off on Monday. Don't be too surprised.
Yeah. Can I have a family day?
The only way he's going to be there is if Igalo's starting. That's the only way he's going to be there.
They've been recently getting guests in who can help discuss, because they had like Frank Lampard when Chelsea were on the Monday night.
Who's going to help discuss
Who's going to volunteer? Like, we need someone to help.
Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers.
You could see Gary Monk as well.
Oh, Brendan Rodgers derby. Former manager for both. Sorted.
Yeah, he did actually, to be fair.
Boom.
Brendan Rodgers derby. The Brendan Rodgers derby.
Yes, mate.
Oh my god.
Wow.
There's got to be someone else.
There's got to be someone else better, surely.
Should we just...
Yeah,
this has probably been more entertaining than that match will be.
Matt Thowney.
0-0.
Nah, 2-0 Watford. Igalo.
3-0 Watford.
Igalo.
No.
And Deeney.
Yeah, I'd like to see Deeney get a few goals now. Actually get some goals, considering the first half of the season he's had. That's all our Premier League predictions. We're only 17 minutes after the end.
It's not bad, considering we had 2 weeks worth of predictions to go through.
So I don't even know how to end it after all of that.
Bye.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out some of those huge games in the following week. There's literally 6 or 7 pretty important Premier League games, and make sure you join us next weekend, all over the place. Next week's episode, where we will be discussing it all and any big Premier League news, which we're hoping there is. After the news week we've had,
We might have a few transfers as well.
we might have a few. Yeah, the transfer window should kick into gear in the next week or so.
Because it closes
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
something like that.
Usually now it gets.
We're
exciting.
halfway there and nothing's really happened yet. So.
Najee Arshavin
Yeah.
goes back to London for Leyton Orient.
Arshavin joins Arsenal on a week deal tomorrow to play against Liverpool at Anfield. Gets 4 goals and then just leaves off into the sunset. Be brilliant. And on that note, we'll say make sure you join us next weekend. I've done it again. Next week's episode. I'm Kyle Dixon from Matt Thowney and
Thank
Matt
you.
Tye.
Bye.
See you next week.